Marine Study for the Primary Grades. This two-day workshop for teachers provides an opportunity to learn and understand the rationale for discovery and the joy of inquiry in science. On day one, background and an introduction to the unit through literature, connections to the next generation science standards, and the English Language Arts Common Core standards are discussed. Classroom saltwater touch tanks are constructed. On day two, a field study to a local beach at low tide to collect marine life samples will simulate the field trip studies that ultimately teachers will take with their students. Teacher participants rotate through 3 parts of the field study, just as their students will do with them during the fall. The seine net. Consultants model a brief lesson on seining, giving teachers, who later on will be our students, an opportunity to observe and notice details about the large net, such as it has floats on the top, weights on the bottom, 2 poles. Seining requires 2 adults, one to guide each pole, and a volunteer to pinch the net as it is dragged to shore. Collecting from the net is also part of the brief lesson.
We caught a little fish.
Our students are ready with small pails of water. They must look closely, be quick, and be gentle when picking up creatures and keep their feet off the net. Workshop participants learn how to seine.
Sometimes it's just best to use your hands and go grab a sea life.
As the net is pulled to shore and stretched out, teachers collect animals as their students will.
Sometimes the fish will be so slippery they'll just jump right out. Easy peasy.
It's a little murky in here.
Animals are transported back to school in large buckets with bubblers.
Hi, we have 2 shrimp. I don't know if you're able to see them, and I don't want them to jump out of my hands. A little one and a bigger one.
Collecting in tide pools or along the rocky shore. Participants learn how to quietly search for creatures along the rocky or marshy shore or in tide pools, turning over rocks and shells, then returning them to their original position, dragging small nets through reeds, seaweed, or very shallow areas will result in the collection of crabs, hermit crabs, snails, small fish fry, eels, and many, many others.
We caught a huge eel. I was actually the one that went after it. Very slippery. It's true what they say about eels. Different kinds of crabs are in here, shrimp, little scuds. Fascinating.
Animals are first collected in pails and then moved to larger buckets for transport. Beachcombing. Scouring the shoreline will allow students to collect artifacts found on the beach at low tide on the East Coast, from shells to seaweed, beach glass, eel grass, and much, much more. Teacher participants collect and share what they
The
find.
little snails, when they lay eggs, they're not like those little stranded things. They put out a collar all around it. It looks like sand in jelly.
Students may go on a scavenger hunt using pre-printed color cards to guide their search. Students are encouraged to leave the beach area intact. Back at school, teachers learn how to transfer the creatures into the touch tanks.
Because there's a nice little fish in there.
There's little fish
On the bottom? Oh, I thought that was a shrimp.
No, it's a fish.
Okay.
I think he's a fish. Is he a shrimp?
Then, workshop participants explore the marine life collection just as their students will, beginning with a quick first look the morning after the trip. During the workshop, classroom management is modeled. The focus is on observation, inquiry, and next-generation science standards.
Kids will notice what they do too. Before you, they'll ask, why is that crab always in the back corner? Or why are all the snails in this top corner? They pick a favorite spot.
Teachers will complete a detailed touch tank observation after modeling completed by the consultant. Touch tank rules are discussed.
Well, because although for this sketching, one of the things I always say is keep your animals over the tank. because if you get scared and you'll flip them, and I've had many things flipped across the room. So you want them over the tank cans.
Participants learn how to introduce touching animals with their students, and of course, they have the opportunity to experience the touching for themselves.
I don't know if the shrimp with the food would be moving in there.
Well, something's
but
moving in there. Could that be? It's like
inside his body?
Yeah.
During this workshop, many interdisciplinary connections to literacy and art
An artist and a scientist are so closely related because they both have to be good observers.
including a wide variety of experiences supporting the English language arts Common Core standards, are discussed and are modeled.
Is just a goodbye. Teach your children well. Their father's help did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one they picked, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh.